Long before the pandemic, medical experts have grown increasingly concerned about mental health in America, and a lot of those problems only got worse once the shutdowns began. So as we work to rebound from the effects of the pandemic, we're taking a look at eating disorders as they continue to grip our nation.
17 is when my eating disorder started.
Kelly Evans has struggled with an eating disorder most of her life.
I used my eating disorder a lot for gaining a sense of control in a very chaotic home.
She battled anorexia and also suffered from bulimia for a time.
In my 20s, I actually entered 2 different treatment centers for my eating disorder. And I ended up in a mental hospital a 3rd time after a suicide attempt.
Kelly got married, had kids, a great career, but still, she struggled.
When I couldn't make my eating disorder go away, I had a tremendous amount of shame.
National surveys estimate 20 million women and 10 million men in America will have an eating disorder at some point in their life. Patients with eating disorders have the second highest death rate among all mental health disorders, second only to opioid addiction.
They are critically important to recognize because there are crucial medical components that can compromise people's ability to survive these, as well as really important psychological vulnerabilities.
Elizabeth Wassenaar is the Regional Medical Director at the Eating Recovery Center, or ERC, in Denver. They help those with anorexia, bulimia, binge eating disorder, and more.
Eating disorders are a mental illness, and they have a large heritability component. And there are incredible studies going on right now looking at the heritability of eating disorders and how they run in families.
And the pandemic has made things worse, whether it's the need for control in a crazy world or if someone is also suffering from anxiety or depression. People who suffer come in all shapes and sizes, too, and willpower is not enough.
There is so much power in naming it as a mental illness and recognizing that this is not a disorder of willpower or something that somebody wants to have happen to them. These are real illnesses, and real illnesses need support.
Eating disorders thrive in isolation and secrecy. The ERC has inpatient and outpatient help. They offer telehealth options, group therapy, and insurance is accepted. Dr. Wassenaar says if you suspect someone you know has an eating disorder, express your concerns from a place of love. And if you are suffering, reach out.
It is crucial that we are able to name these things. We know the earlier we intervene, the more likely we are to be successful.
Kelly found the center when she was 42.
I had to come face to face with my shame that told me I didn't deserve, to get help, and my pride. Really, that says, I don't need anybody.
She's now 54 and says the disordered thoughts are always in the back of her mind, but Kelly chooses life and a sense of wonder. She recently retired and spends time with her husband and grandbabies. She loves to garden, hike, and focus on her faith in God.
I let those things speak louder to me than the eating disorder.
A lifetime of struggle and hard work, ups and downs. She lives in recovery day to day and encourages anyone else who is suffering to ask for help.
Don't give up hope.
It's out there.